Welcome to the Ambient iPad. In this video, I'm going to take a look at Philicorda, AudioThing's emulation of a 1960s Philips organ. Like the original hardware, it includes a vibrato circuit, spring reverb, and speaker emulation. There's also a number of features on here that were not on the original organ, and we'll go through those. But first, let's just get a taste of the sound of this thing. I've got one of the presets set up, and we'll just walk through a few of those. So the classic 60s organ sounds. All right, let's go to the initialized sound, and we'll kind of just play around with some of the different features here. Let me just first walk through some of the capabilities of the app that we have. So the top section here, we've got the different octaves which you can enable. Vox 1 through 5, which enables and disables a different set of filters. We have an overdrive emulation, vibrato circuit. This is a spring reverb. We also have speaker emulation because the original organ also had a couple of speakers on it. And in this section here, which none of this was on the original organ, we've got some attack and release for an envelope generator. We also have leakage, which controls the amount of leakage of that 2 octave. We also have bias, that controls the mix between the different internal oscillators. And then we can have a little key click. So let's turn everything off, and we'll just start running through some of the sounds and see what this can do by turning some of the knobs. So these are kind of emulations of push buttons. So if we turn everything off, actually, nope, this is off. Push the bottom, all those. So we've got nothing. Actually, the octaves don't matter. So let's turn on Vox 1. Pretty basic. Let's add in 3. Okay, let's stick with that. See what it sounds like with 5. Okay, that's a big sound. So first thing, let's add some vibrato. And you have to turn it on. So these switches also control. There we go. Let's turn that 5th octave off. Excuse me, that voice 5. Turn the rate down a bit. Let's turn kind of the depth of the rate. That's nice. All right, let's add in some reverb. And again, we have to turn it on. So you get a real big, you hear that spring. A little metallic. Now, one interesting thing is this app is also available for the desktop for both Mac and Windows. And there's a feature on there where if you hit it, you can hear the clanging of the spring reverb. I don't find that on the iOS app, so I'm assuming it's not there. All right, so we got big reverb. Let me turn that rate up. And let's give some overdrive. Again, I'll turn it on. Turn the vibrato off and the reverb off. Okay, so you can hear that. Speaker emulation on. Ooh. Yeah, so we're really overdriving those internal speakers. Turn the vibrato on the reverb. All right, let's get a more pleasant sound. Let me turn let's keep that just low. Turn that down, the reverb down. Let's add an octave in there. All right, let's go to this section over here. Let's just raise the attack a bit, have that fade in. And the release. Turn the attack down slightly. Turn those back down. Let's turn that second octave on. I want to just turn the volume up a little. So no leakage. Crank the leakage. Not noticing a huge difference. Yeah, the other octaves in. Actually, we're taking them out. For me, the push buttons are counterintuitive. I would expect that to be on and that to be off, but that's not the way it works, so my apologies. All right, so I'm not noticing a lot with the leakage, but and then the bias just changes the levels between those 12 internal octaves. Those change the sound a bit. Let's add some key click. That's pretty much it. I mean, you get a good sense for what this thing can do. If you like 60s organ sound, there are a lot of apps out there that emulate the actual organs. The Philicorda one here is good. Let me briefly pause here. I'm going to open up the Fingerlab one so we can just quickly take a look at that. So here's the Philicorda app from Fingerlab. Again, lots of different presets. Let's add the reverb. It's no, same. I think it was 1. We had all the octaves on. Let's turn those all on. All right, you can get it back into Philicorda. The biggest difference for me, and look, that was just a quick demo. You can actually download the Fingerlab app and get a few of the patches that are already unlocked. Their apps are cheap anyways, so if you're really into organs, I would highly recommend it. I do think the Philicorda has a little more of the kind of realistic 60 sound, if for no other reason than to me the vibrato sounds more realistic. And the reverb is a spring reverb. The reverb on the Philicorda just sounds more like a hall reverb to me. But they're both very good apps. I don't think you would notice a lot of difference. The Fingerlab one also, you can control the volume envelope just like you can on here, but there are definitely more features here. I think that the vibrato gets richer. I think the reverb is definitely of that 60s type. I like this app a lot and highly recommend it if you like the sound of 60s organs. Whether you're familiar with the Philips organ it emulates or not, I still think it captures the vibe and the sounds of a lot of different 60s organs. And with the additional capabilities on here and effects, it really makes a great all-in-one app just to kind of jam around on those 60s organ sounds. This is also an AUV3, so it'll work in any host. I did not demonstrate that. It's a little more expensive than the Fingerlab app, but I think you get a lot more capabilities, and I just think the sound is a little deeper and a little richer. But the Fingerlab app is still a good one too if this is out of your price range. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As we fade out here, I'll just play some of the sounds. Good luck with your own music.